In today's video, I'm going to cook and talk about the history of an amazing French dish, fromage fort. I prepared some equipment, some ingredients, and we should be all set to go. Let's get started. Well, cooking part wasn't really hard, so let's see if the taste is good. Amazing, to be honest. This is really great. I love the taste, and I have a feeling like it's not probably as strong as I expected because I thought that, the amount of garlic I put in, I also put a little bit of spices. This is very balanced and very tasty. Love it. I have to be honest, the food was absolutely phenomenal. And I think right now we need to take a little bit of a break from it and let's take a look at the etymological origin of the word. What's the history behind fromage, fort, why are they combined? So fromage means cheese. And this word comes from the Latin word formaticum. Formaticum means something that is made in a shape. And the reasoning for that is that in the medieval times, almost all of the cheese was shaped in molds. So logically, this just got stuck to it because it's made in a shape. Formaticum means that, so there we go. And in the old French, it wasn't fromage right away, it was fromage. So the letters got changed throughout the history, evolution, and in the modern world, we know the word fromage as it is right now. But why fromage fort? So fort means strong cheese. The reason for that is the amount of garlic that some people put into it, and that it becomes very strong. It almost kicks in your head when you try it. It wasn't my case today because I was knowledgeable about that, so I was really careful, but some people experience a very strong cheese. Fromage fort. Even though there is not a lot of information on the history of fromage fort, it is stated in a reputable American magazine, Food and Wine, that it was created in the French countryside, where practical families figured out the way to reuse and give a second life to their leftovers by creating this nice, very tasty treat for the whole family. And let's take a look at this picture. So here we can see a rural family in a long time ago that is enjoying this fromage fort, sitting around this wooden table, really great. But right now, modern family. So this gives us a big point about fromage fort. The taste of it has been going throughout the history. It goes from generation to generation and families enjoy not only its great taste, but also the way it helped people in France to reduce their food waste and optimize their leftovers. Since I have faced challenges in conducting research on fromage fort, I'll have to talk about cheese. Cheese has a very long history, and everything started from farmers of thousands of years ago that were using milk, and milk had two downgrades. The first one was that a lot of people were lactose intolerant, and second is that it was spoiling very quickly. So that's where it came to their mind. We can make cheese. It's much easier to digest, it's easier to carry, and it's easier to store. So many solutions. Archaeologists found pottery from 5,000 years BC in Poland. And that pottery had little holes, just like the modern cheese strainers. So analysis that came from the labs on that pottery showed that it had milk fats, and that absolutely fascinated the archaeologists. It basically means that people from 5,000 years ago, they were using the same technique as right now. They were separating curd from whey. It's literally the modern technique, and they were doing that 5,000 years ago. So that was the first clear evidence of cheese making, and I think it's really actually cool because those people, those early farmers, they knew how to turn a milk into low lactose food, and that's something that they really needed. And from that point, the cheese making really took off. And that was also thanks to Greek people, Romans, Egyptians, all of those nations with a big influence in the history, in the like old history. They really helped a lot, and the different types of cheeses that we know today is a lot because of them, because they were spreading it to other cultures, to other countries, and people were practicing, they were trying new manipulations with the way you can make cheese. So a lot of variations thanks for that. And another very important moment in the history of cheese making was Industrial Revolution. So that was the moment when it went from the small like homemade farm cheese into a big factories of cheese, and that was obviously a huge progress. The first factory was made in 1851 in the state of New York in US, and that was a huge thing in the history of cheese. So what about France and cheese? According to the study made by Mikkel and Roberts, cheese is more than just food in France. It's a national phenomenon. It's something that identifies people in France. It's their pride. A lot of people who participated in the questionnaire actually mentioned that without cheese, France wouldn't be France. France would be just a regular country, just another country, but cheese, that what makes France France. And this is so fascinating to hear from French people themselves. Also, they have this, protective attitude toward cheese. They really value it. And if you put the best cheese in the world, objectively, and cheese from France, they would just, they would choose the French cheese just because it's French cheese. So that's kind of what goes through the French blood of those people. And average person in France consumes 26.7 kilograms of cheese per year. It's more than 12 kilograms more than that consumption in, say, US. So those numbers are absolutely huge, and it basically says a lot about the cheese culture in France. Lastly, cheese also like a national symbol of connection to the land, because a lot of people from urban communities, they're connected to the agricultural past of France, to the roots, to the history, to the ancestors through cheese. That's how they view it. That's why they value cheese a lot in their culture. Right, so that was it for cheese in French culture, and in general, history of cheese, as you can see, is very extensive. It is very fascinating to find out how it was developing. And right now, I was thinking about how does Fromage fort resembles with some other cheeses in other cultures. And for that, I'll take my culture. I'm from Ukraine, and in Ukraine, according to my knowledge and my little, attempts to recall our cheeses, we don't really have anything that really resembles me of a fromage fort. Basically, it's a soft cheese. And in Ukraine, a lot of cheeses, basically most of the cheeses are hard. A closest alternative of what people use would be just a cream cheese. Because you can also put it on the bread or just eat it separately, but it doesn't really have anything to deal with Ukrainian heritage. It's just in universal kind of cream cheese thing. So that's it for resemblance with fromage fort. And for just in general, our cheeses, we don't really use any sort of alcohol or herbs to ferment our cheese. It's usually just a regular taste, and it doesn't really combine with those things. As well as, of course, sure, we have our own cheeses. They don't look like fromage fort. but we have two like kind of popular ones. One is brinza, another one is vurda. So those are real popular in the western parts of Ukraine, especially in the mountain area. So we have those mountains called Carpathian Mountains, and this is mostly where those types of cheeses, vurda and brinza, are made. So that will be it for my video about fromage fort and cheese. It was a big pleasure to conduct this research, and I found a lot of interesting information, and I was happy to share it with you. Hope you will try to do fromage fort at home as well, and you will use the links that are going to be in the description for this video to find the recipe. This is super easy and very, very tasty. I enjoyed it so much. This is it. C'est la fin, and have a great rest of the day.